ABC13 Eyewitness News starts now.
This morning, we're hearing from Willis ISD after an educator was removed from coaching duties. It all had to deal with bear crawling exercises that went horribly wrong.
And thousands of people still trapped in a Nevada desert. The White House now getting briefed on the rained out Burning Man festival.
The impeachment trial of suspended Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton set to get underway this week. Hear what political strategists from both parties thinks will happen in the complicated case.
Hey, good morning. Thank you for joining us on this Wednesday, bright and early, or dark and early. Read and Sumik off today. I'm Jacob Rascone.
Lucky them. I'm Lileana Pearson. And also, we're going to be getting a check with our weather. Of course, checking in with the most wonderful Alita Loreska.
Oh.
Hey, I'm just so excited that I get to be here to witness this.
Good morning.
Now, I know you're not new to anchoring because I've seen you do the anchoring on the weekends and at your last place. But hey, this is the first time I get to work with you, so it's been a pleasure.
What a treat. I'm so happy to be here.
All right. On this Labor Day, I'll tell you what, unfortunately, we are not going to, I know, wow. I wish I could tell you low humidity, fantastic weather. Unfortunately, we've got some heat to deal with, but also a chance for some wet weather, a few showers and thunderstorms. I know some of you may not mind a few cooling showers and downpours today. Temperature readings from yesterday's highs in the low 100s have dropped off in the upper 70s to low 80s. Feels like temperatures ranging anywhere in the mid to upper 80s to low 90s right now inland, but along the coastline we're in the upper 90s. That area of low pressure north of Houston is going to drag some moisture in our direction. Some showers, a few thunderstorms later on today, already dealing with a few spotty rain showers this morning, mainly along the coastline. And right now, Future Track is showing most of the activity will be favoring our coastal areas and along the upper Texas coast, southwest Louisiana, at least during the morning. And then by the afternoon, between 2 to 4 p.m. is where a little bit more of that activity is favored inland, maybe here in Harris County as well as Fort Bend County. So got you down today for a 40% chance of some showers and thunderstorms. Otherwise, temperature readings this afternoon should be somewhere in the mid to upper 90s. So a little bit lower compared to yesterday. We'll have more details on what you can expect as you head back to work, back to school this week. And of course, always a preview of the weekend coming up in just a few minutes.
Alita, thank you. Willis ISD is clarifying why a middle school football coach was relieved of his coaching duties.
Yeah, we learned that several students were hurt when he ordered them to do bear crawls as punishment in 100-degree heat. But the district says it was the coach who asked to be relieved from his duties after the investigation. The district said that he has not been fired. He apologized and explained, the coach did, that what he asked them to do was punishment for the children's behavior. A Braven Middle School 7th grade student says it happened after students were goofing off last Wednesday. The coach told everyone to do 100 yards of bear crawls across a hot, dry football field. That student got first and second degree burns on his hands.
I just get on the field and yeah, it was burning, a lot of pain.
So the coach, or the former coach, was also a math teacher and asked the district to instead be able to focus on that core assignment instead of doing both.
Tomorrow begins the impeachment trial of suspended and indicted Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton. The embattled Paxton faces a myriad of charges, 16 articles of impeachment.
Yeah, his judge and jury in this trial is Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick and the Texas Senate. ABC 13's Tom Abrams has a preview.
Ken Paxton is fighting for his political future. Not only might he not regain his job as the state's top government lawyer, but if convicted in the impeachment trial, he could face the prospect of being prohibited from ever running for statewide office again. Prosecuting him is a board of managers, a dozen Republicans and Democrats from the Texas House, which overwhelmingly voted to impeach Paxton in May. They have hired legendary Houston attorneys Rusty Hardin and Dick DeGuerin to lead the effort. At the top of Paxton's defense team, another legal heavy hitter from Houston, Tony Busby. All 31 senators will serve as jurors. They will take the following oath. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will impartially try Warren Kenneth Paxton Jr., Attorney General of Texas, upon the impeachment charges submitted to me by the House of Representatives, and a true verdict render according to the law and the evidence, so help me God. However, one senator must be present but cannot speak or have a vote in either the private deliberations or the public trial. Ken Paxton's wife, Angela, who refused to recuse herself, but who is prohibited from participating according to the impeachment's rules. It will take a 2/3 majority, as many as 21 senators, to convict. We talked about the complexity of this once-in-a-century trial with our panel of political insiders on our program This Week in Texas.
You have, I would say, a majority of, or a number of senators on the Democrat side who are going to vote for conviction, period, end of story. They don't even need to hear the evidence. There's going to be people on the Republican side that are going to vote for acquittal, regardless of what they hear. And just like the election that we have all the time, it's those folks in the middle who are going to listen to all the evidence, going to listen to the campaign, if you will, and they're going to make their decision. But you got to get to 21. Can you get to 21?
As much as people try to add criminal elements to it, civil element to it, at the end of the day, it's a political trial. And there's going to be 31 jurors, depending on who you talk to, 30 jurors, who are going to be able to make a decision on whether or not Ken Paxton should still hold the office of Attorney General.
The trial, which does begin Tuesday morning, could last anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks.
That was Tom Abrams reporting. Tom, thank you. You can watch the entire impeachment preview episode on This Week in Texas, wherever you stream ABC 13.
5:06 this morning, thousands of people are still trapped at the Burning Man Festival in Nevada. At least one person has died during that rained-out event. Torrential downpours, in fact, turned the desert site into thick muck. The conditions making traveling in the area pretty unfeasible.
We're almost running out of the gasoline, so that's why in the daytime we mostly stay without electricity.
Organizers say it's still not clear when roads will be dry enough and good enough to navigate.
A frightening scene in New York as people rushed the gates at the Electric Zoo Festival. It happened when fans were told the event reached maximum capacity. There is no word if there were any injuries. No arrests were made.
The Mexican rock band Maná is helping fund a scholarship that honors one of the Uvalde school shooting victims. The band helping to fund the Maite Rodriguez Scholarship, the 10-year-old girl who was identified by her pair of green Converse shoes.
Although she's not here, I am, and I will never stop. I will make sure her legacy continues, and I will always fight for her.
It's important to give back. Music has given us so much that we feel good helping people. So and I think if we can inspire other people to help, I think it's better. Everybody should pitch in and try to help one another. That's what we need.
The scholarship will be awarded to a student who's studying marine biology at Texas A&M Corpus Christi, something Maite had hoped to do when she grew up.
Jose Altuve returns to the Astro lineup in their series finale against the Yankees.
But this morning it was interference from a fan that really has people talking. We'll explain coming up at 5:30.
Then at 5:45, a warning about scammers posting phony listings for homes for rent.
But first, driving on toll roads can get very, very expensive. You know this, the changes happening today that drivers can look forward to. Plus, Alita.
All right, if you were out about on Sunday, you felt it. We were back to triple digits the first few days of September. We've locked in with triple-digit heat. We're going to shave off a few degrees off of those highs for this afternoon as we add some clouds and even the possibility for some wet weather. A look at future track coming up on the other side of the break. Don't go away.